Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. What do you do when you see an accident? I saw one today. I saw it as it was finishing up. I didn't see what caused the accident. I didn't see what happened. All I saw was the truck flip over and land in the grass. Little pickup truck on I-77 heading northbound. The truck was heading southbound, and he lost control somehow. I don't know what happened. A couple of the guys that were there said that he cut in front of a truck. He hit the truck and fishtailed and ended up losing it. Anyway, I noticed there was only like 2 or 3 people helping as I was pulling up, so I said, I'm going to pull over and see what's going on here. First thing I did was I got out of the truck, I grabbed my fire extinguisher, okay, walked over there, carefully obviously because I was walking across the highway. Got there on scene. There was still no cops, no first responders yet. There was a doctor there. The guy said he was a doctor, and he looked like he could have been a doctor. But I know I'm not a doctor. But I do know what to do in case of an accident. That's what we're here to talk about, okay? Now, we're going to use my situation today as an example. The guy flipped over twice, landed upside down in his pickup truck in the grass, okay? Now, he was conscious. He was awake. Looked like he was very uncomfortable. Now, the thing is this. Don't move him. Don't try to get him out. Don't try to do anything but keep him calm. Keep him comfortable. The only time that you would start pulling a crash victim out of the vehicle is if the vehicle is on fire. If the vehicle had caught fire, we would have been ripping him out of that truck. But we didn't because the vehicle wasn't on fire. Now, brains kicked in. I walked over there. There was nobody there with a fire extinguisher. I was like, I'm glad I brought my fire extinguisher. Because all your trucks are supposed to have a fire extinguisher right over here. So, I brought my fire extinguisher. And I brought my pair of cutting pliers. Because I was like, okay, the truck's upside down. The battery's probably still connected. So I brought my pair of cutting pliers, and the first thing I did was make sure that somebody called 911. And when you call 911, what you do is you want to make sure you give them all the information you can give them. The more the better. What mile marker you're at, what side of the road you're on, how many vehicles are involved, how many people were in the car, is it raining, is it snowing, whatever you can give them. Alright? So somebody had already called 911. I had the fire extinguisher there in case something went down. And I was looking around. I saw that the lights were on, and I heard a humming noise coming from underneath where the engine was. And I was like, well, that could be the horn. That could be something to do with the fuel pump. And, you know, it could be... But I was like, nah, it can't be the fuel pump. Fuel pump's in the back of the tank. So I was like, I wasn't sure what that humming was, but I knew the vehicle was upside down, and I knew we had to get the power cut off in case it did catch fire. We'd have electrical, fuel, and all that stuff was messed. So I went and saw that I could see the negative battery terminal. Battery was actually hanging because it was upside down, obviously. So I went and clipped the negative wire to the battery, so that way we wouldn't have any electrical fires. And the funny part about the situation was that, you know, it was me and maybe 3 or 4 other people, including a doctor, that were there trying to help this guy, keep him comfortable. And then when the paramedics and everybody showed up and they started jacking it with the truck and hitting it with the jaws of life to get the door open, that's when the fuel tank started leaking on the truck. And that's when, you know, they were able to get him out of there. They had the firefighters on scene already, and that's when I snapped that picture. And they told me to get up out of there because my truck was parked on the northbound side shoulder, and they needed to park. They were going to bring in the helicopter to airlift him out. So they said, "Sir, you know, you're good to go. Get out of here, whatever." And I left. But I wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to share this with you, so that way you'll know what to do in a situation like that. If you see an accident happening, or if if you pull up to an accident scene and there's no first responders there, that you don't see any flashing lights, pull over, guys. Get out and just try to assist. Don't be an onlooker or a bystander. See if you can help. You know, use your common sense. Grab your first aid kit out of your truck. And if you don't have one, you need to get one. A first aid kit. Just go to Walmart, spend the $10, whatever it is, and get a first aid kit. Anything helps. You know, you got your fire extinguisher. You know, you probably don't realize it, but truck drivers have more stuff in their truck to help a situation than a regular person with a car would. So make sure you pull over if you can safely and try to help out. You know, there may have been a situation where the firefighters may have not been able to get that door open. We may have had to flip that truck over or something, and you know, you would need plenty of people to do that. I mean, who knows? You know, the more the merrier, basically, until the paramedics and the fire department, everybody gets there. You know, the more the merrier. Now, once the fire department, paramedic get there and they have the scene under control, then it's good to, you know, get up out of their way and let them do their thing, because that's what their job is. But as a good citizen, you should pull over, especially if you do not see any first responders and you see the accident go down. You should be able to pull over and assist any way you can by calling 911, walking over there with your fire extinguisher. You should have your vest. I had my vest. And look, nothing special, guys. Just go to Walmart and get a vest, okay? When I pulled up on the scene, I grabbed my vest, I grabbed my fire extinguisher, and I walked out there and said, "How can I help?" They're like, "Okay, we're glad you brought the fire extinguisher," because nobody had one. So, let's be mindful and courteous to our other fellow human beings. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now with Iraq and Israel and Gaza and Syria and Ukraine and Russia, and then we got our own stuff going on over here on our own, you know, in Missouri, and the thing with Michael Brown. It's just too much stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. There's too much stuff going on, and I really think it's time that we take a step back and realize that we're all human beings at the end of the day, and that we need to stop acting like animals towards each other, because it just ain't right. It's kind of sad, actually. I try not to listen to the news, but I do, and it just keeps getting worse and worse every day with, you know, James Foley getting his head cut off. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, and I got kids I'm trying to raise, or I have a 5-year-old, and I have one on the way. I don't have kids yet, but I'm going to be bringing kids up in this society, and it sucks, guys. So the more people that could do the right thing and do the nice thing and go out of their way to help, good on you. Good on you. And just remember, when you get to the accident scene, call 911, fire extinguisher, first aid kit. Don't touch or move the crash victim unless the car is on fire. And you can get him out. You don't want to endanger yourself, obviously. But if you can get him out and it's on fire, then get him out before, obviously. But if it's not on fire, then, you know, you got to leave him in there. It's the best thing to do is leave him in there until the paramedics come, in case, you know, something's going on with maybe an internal injury or something. Who knows? A leg might be broken. You don't want to rip it off. I don't know. Let the paramedics do their job. But just the main thing to do is call 911. Try to secure the scene. Try to, you know, or help direct traffic away, you know, off that lane or whatever. Whatever you can do to help. Use your common sense. That's all you got to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let's be nice to each other. And that's about it. Bye.